in this final, but he is, that's the point, and it's set up to be a terrific contest.
And Zhao Xintong is well aware of just how good Zhang can be, still fresh in the memory. Their UK Championship match I mentioned a little earlier. Zhang won 6-2 earlier this season. Breaks of 129, 127, 87, 73 and 69. So I think Zhao Xintong will need to be sharp.
Yeah, he's a terrific little player, Zhang, isn't he? We know about the world champion, of course we do. He's been very good all week long, Zhang Anda has. Lovely. He's a lovely way of hitting the ball, doesn't he?
What?
Not that dissimilar, actually, to his younger opponent. He glides through it. It's going to be an attractive contest, as well as, let's hope, a closely fought one.
I think there's a fair chance it's going to be more closely fought than last year's final in this tournament, when Neil Robertson whitewashed Stuart Bingham 10-0. Can't imagine a repeat of that.
Yeah, the world champion obviously has to start a warm favourite, because we know, as I say, we know all about him. Whatever that thing is, he's got tons of it. That thing that you need to be a superstar of snooker. But yeah, Zhang Anda, terrific all-round player. I just hope we get a good, strong performance by him, because I think we will definitely get it from Xintong.
Zhang looking for the biggest payday of his career. If he were to triumph today, he would be £180,000 richer, which is slightly more than the £175,000 he won for winning the International Championship in 2023. As for Zhao, he's looking to maintain his 100% success rate in ranking finals. Played in 3 of them, won 3, and in fact he's won 3 comfortably. Never really been pushed. 10-5 in the UK Championship final in 21. 9-0 over Yan Bingtao in the German Masters final of 2022, and 18-12 when he won the World Championship at the Crucible last year.
Good effort. Still looking at that red. I mean, it is on one offers better percentage. Good pot.
One.
He's potting from distance. Zhao is just dynamic. He won 2 frames yesterday against Zhao Xintong with reds to open up that were just sumptuous.
Four. Five. Ten.
Played that nicely. It's no bad thing that the cue ball's going to be going back up table. And just getting these reds more open while he's doing it. I don't quite
11.
know why he played on the pink, to be honest. With so much on offer of blue or bulk colour. This is almost his trademark shot. The long blue to bulk pocket. His long game is ridiculously good. It's just ridiculous. I believe I've said it. I believe him to be the best long potter I've ever seen.
16.
Bar none.
Seventeen.
Yeah, I'd like to play devil's advocate, Alan, but I can't. I agree entirely.
Do have lots to choose from. I know that. Neil and Jack Zowski and a few others that we could mention, but it's just it's on a different level, quite honestly, and not. It's so many different ways he can do it. You know, thin angles, using all kinds of spin, dead straight, deep screws, topping it, everything.
24.
Another point to make about
25.
Xintong, we talk about his talent, touch and all that stuff, all that thing, but we never talk about his cue action, mainly because he doesn't really have one. Just a couple of little short feathers and off he goes. And that's no bad thing. There's nothing overly technical about him.
$29.
As soon as the cue ball was coming back there off the brown, he was a little concerned he'd underscrewed it. But he just had enough room.
30.
Is he on the pink, though?
Zhao Xintong, 30.
Yeah, on the face of it, quite a bad miss, wasn't it? I think he was preoccupied with his cue ball. Oh, that's unlucky.
Foul.
That's unfortunate. Allied also to the
4.
red being over, pretty much over the yellow pocket. It was almost a dream result, wasn't it, until the cue ball found its way in.
Yeah, and as Alan said then, insult to injury with the red going
1.
over the ball pocket. Look at them now. Hard to imagine that Zhao won't win the frame from here.
Five. Six.
One or two things that I've been looking for all season from the champion is that to see more fight
13.
when he's facing adversity in matches, and he did it against Mark Selby. That could be the making of him this season. 4-1 behind to Mark Selby this week in the last 16.
14.
And yes, Mark missed a couple, but didn't do an awful lot wrong. But Xintong showed that grit and fight that I've been looking for. He's always going to be good in amongst them and look good and score well. It's good to see that he's got that in his armoury as well, digging in when he has to.
19.
So, frame ball.
Hunted.
Yeah, we're always on the lookout for turning points in a frame, a match, or
27.
a season even. And Alan's absolutely right. As soon as that result came in, I thought, yeah, this could do
28.
Zhao Xintong the world of good.
$35. $36. $43.
Red still goes, doesn't it? Not this time.
Zhao Xintong needed 2 bites of the cherry. Zhang unlucky to going off. It is the world champion who gets the scoreboard rolling. He's drawn first blood.
Күткөнүм сен жалгыз таппасканда сүйгөнүм сен бир көрүп чакканда сезим мага келди кайра үмүт берди көкөлөйүн бакыт асманында суранамын келчи бақыт берчи жүрөк эсин издеп тапканымда
Second frame. Zhao Xintong to break.
So finally, issue resolved, whatever it was. Frame 2 begins.
One. Eight.
Did quite well there, actually, to hold the cue ball. And at least he can cue this reasonably. It's quite awkward, but he has a little bit of room to get the cue through. Lovely shot.
9.
Technically one of Zhang's great assets. He's very still on the shot, and that really helps on a red like the one he's just knocked in.
I was just thinking, one or two things early on
16.
have gone against him, haven't they? There's another. It's not vital, but it makes such a difference if those small things like frame 1, the shot that I'm sure you know I'm referencing, that they go against you, and small things like that. You know, you land on a red, you get about your work. So important. Trouble is, even if he gets the pot, get the cue ball into open play. No, it never looked on. Pity, but just a wee bit unfortunate when he went into them.
Yeah, sometimes, even at this level, you don't quite believe your own eyes, and you try and persuade yourself that you can pot a ball. I suppose after missing that red, Zhang can consider himself a little fortunate that there's no immediate damage done.
That's good work the last couple of shots from Zhang, and is going to need an awful lot of that. Try and keep Xintong pinned back as much as possible. Dangerous business leaving him this kind of red against most players. You'd be quite comfortable leaving that red on the right. Interesting, he's not playing it. This is quite a tricky safety shot. Well played.
Good exchange, this. And the way the balls are configured, cutting off the left-hand side of the table as we're looking, that could pose problems for Zhang.
Yeah, this is serious trouble. There is a return to bulk, but there's plenty of obstacles on the path back. Terrific effort. Great shot. And maybe come round and check for the plant around the pink spot to right corner. If it's close, it's playable. No, but it's not on.
Having woven the cue ball back into bulk, it would have been a little harsh had the yellow not provided cover on the red over the pocket. But with that red being there, it's now Zhao Xintong who's got real problems.
It's not difficult to hit the red over the pocket. Just got to rely on not leaving it. Just wants the correct contact. Good shot. Well played. Always a chance of that, but the main thing was not leaving anything. Yeah, it's a good shot.
Yellow ball. Zhao Xintong, 1.
I think we both thought, Phil, another one of those little helpful flicks there, wasn't it? That might mean a lot. And one good pot, and it probably will do, and it's just the man for the job, just off straight.
It wasn't easy, but I'm still surprised he missed it. And now a really good chance for Zhang to make an impact on the match.
One.
Trying to join a large group of players who've won 2 ranking titles. He would be the 14th, by the way, to be a double ranking title winner. 3 world champions on that list. Graham Dodds, Dennis Taylor, Cliff Thorburn. A double UK champion on the list, Doug Mountjoy. Because one of his UK championships didn't carry ranking points. He won the UK and the Mercantile for those 2 titles. And a former Masters champion by the name of Alan McManus.
Yeah, I wish it was more, but you can't always get what you want. Not in this game.
Seven.
Pink spot covered, so looks like there's room on the black spot for it. It's no bad thing.
Thirteen. Fourteen. Punch. 21.
One of Zhang's great traits is that when he's in the balls,
28.
he's got really good concentration. Yes, of course, everyone makes mistakes, but he's very reliable.
29. 36.
Sometimes, Alan, when you use this word to describe a sportsman, it can be construed as veiled criticism. This isn't. He's very efficient.
Yeah, and also phlegmatic, isn't he? Nothing gets to him. He has a lovely calmness. Everything he does. Oh, needs to slow up. Needs to slow up. Oh,
44.
gone wrong.
Yeah, the break ends at 44. 59 the lead. But 75 still there.
Yeah, if it was touch and ball, he wouldn't mind so much, but of course it's not, so you're going to have to play the red directly, which doesn't help. What he can do with his cue ball here, quite honestly, he's actually in a little bit of trouble. No, he did very well.
Landa, 44.
On several occasions so far, the balls have conspired against Zhang, and you could make an argument to say that was unlucky.
Okay, so it's a better picture of it, isn't it? Where not that much of a pocket to aim at. We'll feel duty bound to take it on though. Only red he can leave is that one, so he pots it, the frame should be his.
Oohs and ahs from the crowd, but I think that camera shot fully illustrated just how tight these middle pockets are. You cannot afford to hit that near jaw. If you do, no chance.
One.
Yeah, just overcooked it. I wasn't entirely sure. We got a picture of it earlier,
Six.
that the red nearest the cue ball of the two together. I'm not sure that goes to left corner. Obviously it must do. He's having a look at it, but it looks a bit on the thin side. So the one up the side cushion's got more value. Get rid of it, and if he knocks it in, ooh, just a bit pacey. Just played it a wee bit pacey.
6.
Momentarily thought about trying to pot the red on the right-hand side to the middle pocket, but it's such an acute angle, that's not viable. That red was, though.
1.
So on the first frame
8.
on Zhang Ander's side of the ledger will make him settle down.
Yeah, he's played nicely. I mean, that's a little bit of a fright. Checks his numbers. He's okay. Certainly where the reds are. But how on earth has he missed that red? Yeah, it should still be okay. Yeah, he's settled into the match. Should still win this frame, no problem.
What a howler, though, to miss. And, of course, now he's expending nervous energy that is totally unnecessary. Zhao is 61 points adrift with 59 on the table, so one snooker needed.
What a marvellous little shot. All right, there wasn't a lot of pressure on it, but superb.
When the balls came to rest there, you would never imagine he would need the rest. Yeah, Zhang Anda is one of those players
16.
you underestimate at your peril.
Something.
It's a big day for Zhang in so many ways. Currently, with all points added, he's 20th in the provisional rankings. If he were to win this match today, he'd be up to 16th. And we're getting to the point in the calendar where we start to seriously think about who will be seeded to the Crucible, who will avoid the maelstrom of qualification.
24. 26. 29. 33. 38.
Not his kind of frame. Zhao, it's taken
44.
27 minutes, and Zhang has dominated.
Zhang has 51.
Good stuff, breaks of... From what we've seen in their respective careers, from what we've seen in the first two frames, get the impression this will be a keenly contested final. One thing we do know for sure, whoever wins will be the first Chinese champion of the World Grand Prix. Ding Junhui came closest previous to this, runner-up in 2018. Now that for him, Alan, that's a malfunction.
Yeah, very surprised that he missed that. And that certainly helps Zhang Anda's cause today. It gives him an extra bit of breathing space in the match to get the odd freebie and the odd mistake. He might even be the smallest player on the tour, actually, Zhang Anda, isn't he? He's not much of him height-wise, but of course he makes up for that in every other department. I thought he rushed that a little bit. You know, he got the rest out and didn't sort of stand back and weigh it up and go through his process. So, let's be honest, a straightforward shot. Bought it anyway.
One.
Well, we know how good Zhao Xintong is with the recovery blues to ball pocket, but is it worth taking on the risk here? Pink clearly not available.
Rumble. Zhao Xintong 1.
Quite a staid start to the final, really. Both players still finding their feet.
Zhao Xintong 7.
But there's no doubt, and it's a small sample size, Alan, but there's no doubt on the balance of luck so far, it's not been with Zhang.
No, I mean, it's only going to be a 7-point difference, really, that one. But yeah, it's unfortunate that. Yeah, he's had what running there has been. Probably. Well, he won't feel it because he's got such a good temperament. We can say he's been a wee bit hard done by, perhaps. It's all part of the game these days, isn't it? Well, I suppose it's been part of the game in all the days. It always has been, always will be.
But that's why the players enjoy the luxury of a lengthy match such as this. Now, how will the Q action fare here? Oh,
1.
back to normal.
Seven. 8. 13.
Well, he's got enough angle on this red to be able to do something with it.
$14.
Yeah, we're probably going to see here the value of his long game. You know, the initial long red, it's one that a professional worth their salt expect to pot more often than not, but Xintong, you're shocked if he doesn't pot it.
$28. 29.
I was trying to make an analogy yesterday with other sports. When you can pot from distance like him,
35.
it's like a golfer who can hit the ball much farther off the tee than his competitors. A tennis player who's got a very heavy serve. A boxer with a powerful punch.
36.
It is such an advantage.
Yeah, you say that, I totally get what you mean, but if I'm going to be pedantic, which I am quite a lot, Phil, as you know, you know, it's not like an
43.
advantage suggests it's a bit unfair that you can do it. You know what I mean? But it's just, it's such an asset to have. You're absolutely correct.
44.
And it's intimidating. That's the other thing. I think, well, if he's doing that every time, click, click, thud, and the red goes, then I've got to follow suit, and that puts pressure on you. Yeah, it is. It's advantage, asset, whatever way you want it, it's massive.
Let's meet in the middle. An edge.
$59. $60.
And by the way, he's no slouch when it comes to scoring either. 4 centuries in this tournament thus far. 47 for the season. The last
67.
frame took 27 minutes. This one's in the books effectively after
68.
9 minutes.
$75. Zhao Xintong, 75 in the frame.
3/4 of a century from Zhao Xintong, launched by that excellent red from distance. How often do we say that? Zhao Xintong back in front. He leads Zhang in this World Grand Prix final 2-1. Tournament winner this season. By the way, if Zhao does win, he will move to 7th in the provisional rankings, leapfrogging Sean Murphy.
One.
Good pot. Can't quite reach the pink, so get the furniture out. And it's one. There's a lot of pressure on this actually, just the way the finals balanced early on. Because we know that if one player is going to take the match away from the other quickly, it's going to be Xintong that does it. He's got to stay with the world champion as long as he can. And there's the miss, there's the mistake. That's a worry.
Zhang. One.
Yeah, he's normally very good with the rest, is Zhang, but he's missed a couple already in this match.
One.
Yeah, a good way of playing it. He would made sure he wasn't going to lose the cue ball up table towards baulk. So was always bound to be on something, and this is ideal.
Seven. Eight. $15. $16.
All week,
23.
we've been wondering whether Zhao Xintong can do enough to make the Players' Championship. That's a done deal. But if he were to win today, he'd be well on the way to the Tour Championship. He'd move to 6th on the one-year list. Sure, he's not thinking about that right now. It's just all about getting his hands on more silverware.
24. $29. $30.
Well, if this shot goes right, Alan, could be another quick conclusion to a frame.
Yeah, full ball on the outside red. He's going to push the red touch and the pink up as well. At least that does the red chip into right centre.
37.
Appears not. And is he feeling brave enough? If he can see the one on the cushion. He played a good shot there, just plain old unlucky, simple as. Played it absolutely the way you would have wanted, so the red does go.
Zhao Xintong, 37.
Even for a potter like him, judging that angle with cue ball and object ball so close together and playing into a blind pocket, it is tough.
Yeah, it's not crisis point in the final, far from it. But Zhang has got to, I think, make a positive move here. Building himself up, he'll know this is a massive shot. Oh, well played.
1. $8. $9. $14. $15.
Yeah, I can't play right in behind the red, the one on the cushion. So I won't go as far as to say it's awkward, but really want to be nice and close in behind it. And this is no sitter, this red.
$22.
Yeah, the pockets haven't been brutal this week, but this is a shot that has to be given full attention.
23.
Yeah, we know he's not a Judd Trump or even a Xintong, so how does he get his cue ball up table? He'd be busy doing it. Well played. That's a terrific shot. Very good indeed. Is he on the red? It deserves to be.
30.
As Alan pointed out, this is psychologically a very big frame, especially now that both players have had a chance.
What a beautiful shot. In some ways, the shot of the final so far, because of what it might mean in about 5 minutes' time.
Yeah, the reason that Zhang's at the table is because Zhao Xintong faltered with white and red close together.
8.
Zhang didn't, though.
39.
Resolute thus far.
.46. 47.
He knows it should be 2-all. This is his last chance for something to go wrong, I reckon. Yeah, it's well played. It's as straightforward to put away as a frame in a frame
54.
now. As you would hope to get. Straight brown, straight red, not a problem.
.55. .59. 60.
He's some player, this little fella, Felicity. He really is. I mean, I'm not saying anything we don't know. He's in a world ranking event final, but he's so impressive in so many different departments.
.64.
I think one of his great traits, he just plays within himself. He knows what he's capable of. He knows
66.
the aspects of the game he's strongest at, and he goes from there.
Yeah, he's not flashy at all, but you don't have to be. That's a good point, actually.
69. .73.
That's the highest break of the final so
78.
far. A final that looks like being very closely contested.
84. Zhang, 91.
Last year's World Grand Prix final was a runaway. In fact, it was a whitewash. But this one, it's 2-2 at the interval.
Oh, superb. Safety shot, and that spells trouble perhaps for Zhang Anda. That was a lovely shot. Exactly as played. A lot of people will be waking up in the UK and around Europe. It's been a terrific final so far. I think 2-2 at the first interval is just about right.
Foul. It is Zhao Xintong 4.
Yeah, the red that he's playing on, the one nearest the black. It's quite critical that he gets a piece of that red. And preferably full on. Well, he has left an option of a pot. He'll certainly take it on, probably cut to right centre. think that would have maybe offered a better cue ball, but now then. Zhang undertake the aggressive option. It's his kind of shot with his cue action, but far from easy.
Gun barrel straight.
One.
He just trusts his technique and it works time and again.
Eight. Nine.
Only just qualified for this tournament. He was 28th on the one-year list. But his season has been radically upgraded.
16.17. $24. $25.
So many bonuses if he wins this match today and lifts the trophy. We've talked about improving his chances of being seeded to the Crucible. He'd be well on the way to a place in the Tour Championship. And he would secure a place
33.
in the Champion of Champions in November.
Yeah, nice little gentle cannon on the red, touching the pink. Just opens everything up. Not what he played. He should have done,
40.
but he was never going to stick in a red if he had gone with that option. Now, this has gone a little awkward.
Yeah, we've talked about his diminutive stature. Playing shots like this when you're bridging over intervening balls, not the easiest.
$41.
Again, though, just accepting the fact he's going to leave himself on the black. Not ideally, but this is almost an action replay of the black he knocked in to win the semi-final yesterday.
$48. 49. 56. 57.
Yeah, I wasn't overly convinced about him playing on this red. He should still
62.
pot it, but it was quite tricky to get right in behind it. I think there was one or two other better options. Should pot it. Yeah, well done.
63.
And now Zhang less than a handful of balls away from taking the lead for the first time after being 1-0 and 2-1 down.
Yeah, just overrun the cue ball by about 10
68.
inches or so. So still quite nicely on the red, but take a bit of potting. This is where the modern player has improved so much. The mid-range red. Oh, brilliant. That's a fantastic shot.
69.
Really is. Superb.
Yeah, we've been extolling the virtues of Zhao Xintong's potting, but Zhang's no slouch in that department either.
Love the way. I mean, the first red of the break, we sort of
76.
said that it's his kind of shot, and so it proved on that occasion. He's so good from mid-range, as most players are these days. Granted,
77.
love the sort of unhurried way that he hits the cue ball. Almost never kind of snatches at it or throws in a quick one.
$84.
Surrendering position, but it's too late to save Zhao Xintong.
Zhang down. 84. And
The break ends at 84, and Zhang Anda, the outsider going into this final, is now in front. He leads Zhao Xintong, the world champion, 3-2. Three frames left in the session for Zhao Xintong to lead. After session one, he has to win them all. If there has been one recurring weakness in Zhao Xintong's game this week, he's missed more pots to the middle pocket than normal. Some easy, some difficult, like the last one, but yeah, they have been going astray. Now, Alan, is that going to be a big moment? Just when you thought Zhang was possibly going to take control. Anders' mistake. Scrappy frame. The rest of the stuff has been fluency.
Frame 7. Zhang not to break.
So all first session outcomes still on the table. Both could lead. We could see that very common scoreline after a first session of 4-4. An anxious few seconds there for Zhang. The red was going in the general vicinity of the top left-hand pocket. But it's on the side cushion, and he's also got a pretty good cue ball. Advantage.
Xintong to break.
The eighth and final frame of this session gets underway with Zhao Xintong on a roll. The Crucible King ruling the last couple of frames with breaks of 130 and 145 total clearance, the highest of the tournament so far. Can Zhang somehow block his path to a first session lead? When you consider, Alan, we had one quite lengthy frame of almost half an hour. This session has absolutely flown by.
Yeah, it's been a terrific watch. It's got better. The final has gone on.
One of the worrying aspects for Zhang, in the 4 frames he's lost, he spotted just 1 red. 3 times he has failed to bother the scorers. Well, he's so good from distance, Alan. You have to believe putting the extra oomph into the cue ball there compromised his accuracy.
Yeah, he was trying to cannon the black and push it on, and that encouraged him to overcut the long pot itself. That was the problem. If the black was on its spot, you would have fancied him lots more to knock it in. Now then, he stood up to the task so far in the final very well. Now then, needs a little flick off the blue. Okay. Not the best angle on it, granted, but a big shot coming up potentially. This next one with the rest, that red above the black, is going to be a big shot. In the context of the session, well, that was a bonus that he could get the cue ball about a foot closer, so
6.
he's composing himself, just taking an extra few seconds. I think is smart, and he's opening a few shots of this.
Seven.
As I said at the tail end of the previous frame, no concerns whatsoever over his composure. Not in a panic, that's one thing we do know.
$14.
You know, yeah, that light is going to be so off-putting, especially playing towards the gentleman. He's laughing. I think if the light had been kept on and Zhang had missed, he wouldn't be laughing the player. Nothing worse than having something in your line of sight, Alan.
15.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they haven't had a lot of tournaments in Hong Kong down the years. Only one a year now. So a lot of the spectators, it'll be a first time thing, and perhaps they don't fully know the etiquette of being in the crowd, but it's all a learning game, isn't it, in more ways than one?
$23.
Yeah, this has got to be played so accurately. on the end red. No, that's a lovely shot. Yeah, so enjoyed the way he played that. Just encouraged the red to separate itself and leave the cue ball nicely in behind it. Educated shot.
$31.
Okay, just the full face of the pink to aim at. I like this shot being played with lots of pace. Don't try and be too cute with the cannon. Play it with pace. More liable to get the pink full in the face with lots of it. That's the way to play it. Very, very good indeed. That's awesome.
$36.
The professor of splitting reds at Oxford University couldn't have split them any better than that.
Yeah, I just, again, enjoyed the way he played it. If you cut down the journey time from blue to pink with a cue ball, then it's, in a strange way, it's more liable to get it full in the face. Okay, so, terrific chance now, providing he can get nicely in behind the next red.
$44.
Zhang only too acutely aware that his opponent is in the groove, so he knows any error would more likely be pounced upon.
$45.
Just calm. I think we used this word earlier. He's responding well, isn't he? At 2-1.
51.
Zhao Xintong had made a 75 break from precious little. You thought, well, maybe he'll pull away.
52.
Zhang stuck with it, and that's precisely what he's doing here. Right at the start of the match, Alan said that, yeah, Zhao is favourite. But Zhang has got a big chance, and going into the evening session, Alan, nothing's changed.
No, not at all. I think it's as you were. I think the world champion remains a marginal favourite, but that's all.
75.
Things you might expect to get more edgy tonight. I think that's what we would all expect. You're going to get, 2 or 3 key frames that are decided on the colours and the odd miss here and there, but this has been a fantastic watch. Great final.
83.
And it's a match the crowd are loving, we're loving, and one in which both players can draw genuine positives.
#84.
No century from Zhang, but a break of 84. Excellent. He's back on level terms as they break at the end of the first session. Well, never more than one frame in it. Momentum ebbed and flowed, but in the end, it is all square and all to play for as we go into the final session of this World Grand Prix at 11 o'clock